So this is selection 15, and forgive me as for a dog. I'm getting a little choked up. My nose is getting a little runny because as soon as I came home, the man kind of spazzed out. He ruined the whole thing, but the very next day, I got up and I just started perusing around the manor house. And I kind of went out on the porch. I went down the lawn. I went down the end of the big, giant, enormous. It's like a paved double lane cart path, sort of, down to, except for it's flagstones. It's beautiful. It's set in some kind of inlaid Italian mortar. So they're like as crisp and beautiful as if they were just floated concrete, but they're actually individually cut flagstones set in. It's like a thoroughfare. That's our sidewalk. That's the sidewalk of this manor house. Anyways, I walked down there. I was just so overcome and so emotionally happy to be back to where I was so happy before in this gorgeous manor house, home from camp. And I wish, there was another dog that could smell my ass and get the whole story, because that's how the dogs communicate. I'm not so into it anymore, because it used to be, you had to sniff somebody's ass. The whole story's on the ass. If they sniff my ass, they'd see the whole thing about the German Shepherd, the St. Bernard, the Sainted Lady, the whole thing. One sniff, one deep, robust sniff, they'd have the whole tale. And I'd love it to share it, Now, me, myself, now that I can talk, I prefer just to tell them. I don't want to sniff an ass. I don't want to have no one sniffing my ass. But I know that's what would have to happen. But I wish there was a dog around here, It almost kind of got me a little bit verklempt or choked up because, I just wish I wasn't alone. And then with some dog could sniff my ass and just get the whole story. The dog ass sniffing thing and getting the whole story. I can tell where you were been. I can tell if you were in a fight. I can tell you what you ate. You ran down a deer. You ran with 5 other dogs. The whole story. The whole story in time, no less. It's just the same way as dog remembrance works. Dog remembrance is where you can look past, even before when you were born, into a foggy understanding, a foggy whatever, you could experience it. That's dog remembrance. Your memories are cast way further than because they counterbalance that, because dogs live, dogs age 7 years to every 1 human year. So you're living 7 years to 1. So you have dog remembrance to help, whatever you say, make up for that. But that's the ass sniff. It's kind of like dog remembrance. In one big sniff, a dog like myself, I could sniff some dog. I could know exactly what was going on, if he got in a fight, if he was in danger when he was crossing the road, But that's the little girl. She lives across the way in another manor house. She's so yippity, but she's behind completely ensconced in a, whatever you would call a fence that it's like a privacy fence. So this girl, I would love it if I could, let her sniff my butt. But it's not going to happen because she is separated from me by a privacy fence. But that's okay. Just to even hear her yipping and yapping and carrying on like that, it doesn't ruin the peaceable setting for me. It almost makes it better that way because I feel more like I'm at home.